sky clear below 2000. Temperature 2, dew point 1, altimeter 3023. Expect visual approach runway 35.
3023.
Caution, bird activity in the vicinity of the airport. Voluntary noise abatement procedures in effect. Hazardous weather information. AirMet Sierra for Oregon available on high watts or flight service frequencies. Advise on initial contact. You have Tango. Aurora State Tower information. Tango 1553 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility.
Okay.
8.
Let's just turn it down now. All right. Sounds good.
I'd say compass to gyro or the gyro to the compass.
Very good.
Radio check.
All right, got you.
Got you.
Okay.
Clear area prior to taxi. Upper crosswind control input.
Yeah, we'll have to worry too much about that today. So, but we'll do a brake check for sure. Clearing thing. No crosswind control inputs at all. You take a brake check first, and I'll take the next one. Okay.
All right. Have flight controls.
You have flight controls.
Departure with Tango.
Falcon 5 Whiskey Lima.
All right. Flight controls.
Yeah, flight controls.
Runway 35 via Alpha 5 Whiskey Lima.
My brakes are good. Thank you. You have flight controls.
I have.
All right.
Use minimum power to maintain upper taxi. Check gyro, artificial horizon, and turn bank while taxiing.
Okay, very good. That'll basically turn when you indicate it. The ball would swing to the outside. Or
So 74 Victor, follow the Falcon Jet coming out of links. Caution jet blast.
Following Falcon Jet, caution jet wash. 74 Victor.
okay, clear right.
Run up.
We're going to do that down there.
Right.
Yeah, so do you want to do radio calls?
Yep.
All the way out? Okay. It's who, where, what. So who you're talking to, who you are, where you are, what you want to do.
Aurora ground 556 Delta Charlie at Willamette. Looking for southwest departure.
Yeah, ready to taxi southwest departure with information Tango, I believe. Yeah. Yeah.
So, Aurora ground 556 Delta Charlie. At
Yeah, you keep breaking out. That's interesting.
Oh. Test.
Yeah, you'll get a word or two, and then.
Oh.
Whiskey Lima, Aurora Tower.
Yeah, let's try that.
5 cleared for takeoff.
Test.
Test.
Okay, I'll mess with the squelch a second. Okay, go ahead again.
Oh. How about that?
Just keep talking.
Aircraft information, uniform, current at Aurora, altimeter 3024.
Hello.
Try
Any
now.
better? 556 Delta Charlie at Willamette. Looking for south.
Yeah, that seems better. Okay. We just say ready to taxi, southwest bound departure, yeah.
Ready to taxi, southwest bound departure with information.
You got it.
Aurora ground 556 Delta Charlie at Willamette Aviation, ready to taxi for southwest departure with information Tango.
556 Delta Charlie, Aurora ground, runway 35, taxi Alpha information. Uniform is now current, wind calm, altimeter 3024.
Clear to taxi.
Clear to taxi, runway 35 via Alpha 556 Delta Charlie.
Okay.
Falcon 5 Whiskey Lima, contact Portland departure today. 74 Victor. Say again, departure intention.
Be departing to the southwest, 74 Victor.
November 74 Victor, right.
Did you hear what departure said he was doing? I just spaced that out. Did he say southwest also?
For us?
No, for Julia Victor.
I did not.
Yeah.
Smart bird.
This is 5274 Victor, Aurora Tower, runway 35, cleared for takeoff, left turn approved.
All right, clear to the right behind us there. It's looking okay.
All right, phase 2 wind, brakes hold.
You got the brakes.
Got the brakes. Flight controls, free and correct. Looking good.
Good.
Fuel shut-off valve open, secured in. Fuel prime is off. Fuel pump is on. Trim set for takeoff. Good. Rich or best power. All right. Throttle 17 RPM.
Okay.
Check instrument.
Right above the green, interestingly. Hey, so these gauges don't come up a lot on this guy, do they?
Charlie Wiley, hang on for takeoff if westbound uniform.
Cylinder head temps are below. EGT's fine. This is interesting.
RV63 Julie Charlie, Aurora ground, runway 35, taxi via Alpha.
Seems to be a bit above the green. It could be the fact that, what quantity was in there? You said it was on the high side of things?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it was like 5.5 at least.
Not 6 or above 6?
No, not above 6.
Yeah, okay. Let's keep an eye on that. Okay, go ahead with the rest of it.
Suction, check. Ammeter.
Left side of that toggle, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay.
Mag check.
All right.
About 50 or so.
Okay.
Closer to 100.
All right.
Throttle idle. Set. Good.
All right.
Seatbelts on secure.
On and secure.
Pre-takeoff. Review takeoff.
All right.
Wing flaps takeoff. Mixture rich.
Okay.
Power to full throttle. Rotate at 44 or 50.
Yeah.
Climb for normal is 75.
Okay.
And then flaps up at 400 AGL.
Yep, that's it. So 600 feet are for us, yeah. Uh-huh.
All right. Check engines.
Yeah, this is interesting here. Do you remember it kind of being above the green?
Well, it's dropped a little bit.
But I mean, generally in previous flights?
It's always on the high side,
yeah.
But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of only flying this with you, and so I'm like looking at that like, that's interesting.
What do you think?
I think I'm going to make a phone call to Steve.
Okay.
I got to turn that Bluetooth thing off. Try over again. I got you back in the game. Okay. All right, ma'am. I think we're okay. I'll bring that power back to about there, and I can see that that's coming up as well. All right, good deal. He was happy with all of it. He just said, yeah, they're going to be doing their 100-hour on this, but he said, yeah, that's definitely something he would expect to see.
All right, so check communication equipment.
All right, we can flip it over to 120.35.
Transponder to squawk code and altitude.
1200 ALT.
Wing flaps to takeoff.
Set.
Check.
All right.
Landing light. Do you want to wait on that?
I wait on that until I get the clearance, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. Uh-huh. So they say clear for takeoff, 35, landing light, and you're out there, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Fuel prime is off.
Good.
Warning lights are out.
Good.
Windows closed.
I'm set and closed.
Check traffic pattern.
All right, uncontrolled field, we'd be doing that, but here we definitely are taking off on 35.
All right, clearance is...
All right, you can go ahead and call.
Aurora Tower 556 Delta Charlie, ready up.
At 35.
At 35.
And when he gives you a clearance, you read back the numbers, you say cleared for takeoff 35, and you give him your number. He wants to hear, he wants to hear the word cleared and all the numbers that are associated. Yep.
Aurora Tower 556 Delta Charlie, ready for takeoff 35.
Diamond 556 Delta Charlie, Aurora Tower left turn approved, runway 35, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 35556 Delta Charlie.
Good. And now you can throw that landing light on. All right, ma'am. And clear left.
Right.
That's interesting.
Airspeed's alive.
Aurora Tower, Sirius 222 Yankee Zulu, Alpha 5 short of 35, ready for departure.
Engine instruments looking good. Establishing climb rate,
222 Yankee Zulu, Aurora Tower, traffic diamond, departure leg will be southwestbound. Left turn, your discretion, runway 35, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 35, clear for takeoff, Sirius 2 Yankee Zulu.
Diamond 6 Delta Charlie, traffic Sirius departing runway 35 in trail, will also be southwestbound.
Okay, thank you much. 556 Delta Charlie. All right, flaps take out. We'll climb up to 9. He gave us a left turn approved, so that means we can kind of aim any direction we want. If we were to be called a downwind departure, we'd have to fly a TPA downwind to beam the tower and then launch. Okay, we're ready to turn out. Airspeed's good, engine instruments are looking good. Plane flying okay, seemed pretty good.
Feels great.
Great. All right. Now you can turn about heading, let's go heading 230 and keep on climbing up to 3,000.
That's 6780 Quebec, Aurora ground, runway 35, taxi Alpha.
Seems hazy out there, doesn't it?
It does.
Can I grab your checklist from you? I'll read the climb checklist out. Airspeed approximately 75, 80, I like that, that's good. Mixture is rich, best power, good. Power, full throttle, engine instruments checked. I'm just keeping an eye on all this stuff today. And when we get up to 3,000, we'll hit the cruise checklist. I'm looking around. $2,500 climbing 3,000.
Aurora Tower, Banana 6780 Quebec, we're ready for takeoff, runway 35.
That's 6780 Quebec, Aurora Tower, runway 35, clear for takeoff, left turn approved.
80 Quebec. Clear for takeoff, runway 35, left turn.
Sirius 2 Yankee Zulu, verify you have the diamond ahead in sight.
2 Yankee Zulu, traffic in sight.
Sirius 2 Yankee Zulu, roger. I'm in 6 Delta Charlie, Cirrus, 1 mile on trail, has you in sight.
Thank you much. 556 Delta Charlie. That button doesn't seem to be working. Huh. Sorry about this.
No problem.
I don't know why it's not giving us all that data, but I'm not going to worry about it. So I should have it all backed up right here anyway. Okay. Should give us a direct to here. Activate, enter, enter. Range out. So when we get out here a little bit, we'll go ahead and do some clearing turns. We're close for that. Make sure we're outside of the Delta, which I think we are. It's showing 845 on there. Yep, we're looking good. I'm assuming he's gone past us already. Go hit the cruise checklist real fast. Okay, power 2225, you're all trimmed up. Fuel pump off. We'll probably turn it back on in a moment, but trim adjusted and engine instruments. Looking good on there. Are you good on the temperature? You want heat or air or anything? I got the heat on. I can turn it down if you want, or
sure. I mean,
turn it on. You a little warm?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I'll just set it here. We'll try that for a minute. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and get 2 clearing turns in. We'll get one to the left, one to the right. So that Cirrus is past us. So look for traffic here. All right, take a level turn. Beautiful day, John.
Yeah. Gorgeous. I will say, I really like this plane.
All right, so we're all set on all that. Going to leave those engine instruments the way they are. I've got it over the descent checklist right there. We were going to start working on some things like the power on stalls. Let's let the engine kind of just behave for a while, I think. A nice thing to do would just be to set up for some steep turns. We've done that in the past. It wasn't really the first thing on the schedule today, but it's something that doesn't require a lot of engine force at the moment. Slow flight I don't want to do just yet because it is cold, and the fact is, we won't be getting, it'd be slow airspeed, working the engine hard. We'll get to that in 15 minutes or so. Yeah. So, as we head out this way, why don't you set up for finding yourself a reference point, like anything that works good for you. Once you're trimmed, we'll talk about that. You know that the steep turns for you are 45-degree bank turns, and sort of situation where overbanking tendency will allow you to just sort of like slide into a steep spiral. So you got to imply a little back pressure, tiny bit more throttle to hold that. You'll find your sight picture. It's 80% outside, 20% inside. And if you start to lose altitude, you can roll out just a little bit, pull back, roll back in. If you're gaining altitude, you can steepen your bank, and that'll take away some of that vertical component of lift. So we've done our clearing turns. You can take one to the left first if you'd like to do that, and we'll just basically maintain 3,000 feet through it, right back on this heading. Very good. All is coordinated. I like it. Was the power reduction what you did? I heard a little wall.
Not on purpose.
Okay, interesting. That was beautiful.
Okay,
we'll go ahead and take it to the right this time.
Sir, we're about 6 west, coming back to the pattern for full stop landing.
The pump's on, that's good.
Fernandez 80, Quebec, roger. Do you require any assistance?
No, we're just out exercising the airplane.
Fernandez 80, Quebec, roger. Enter left base, runway 35, clear to land.
Left base 35. We're just going to do a couple of circles. Got to get
outstanding
3 takeoffs and landings.
Fernandez 80, Quebec, would you like full stop taxi backs or touch and go landing?
All right, very good, man.
We'll do full stop taxi back.
Fernandez 80, Quebec, roger.
Good. That's awesome. Yeah, well, okay, we did those. You nailed them. That's amazing. You're not flying a lot lately, and that was pretty dang easy for you. So good. It's very hard for people generally. So, all right.
Global, it's nice to exercise this airplane.
Let's go ahead and work into those power on stalls. So basically, setting up where we're going to pretend that we're getting into a situation where we're at departure speed, but we won't take it that slow. Let's take it down to about 55 or so, and then. Yeah, we'll reduce the power, hold aft pressure on there.
Flaps?
No, let's not do it this time that way.
At 55?
Yeah, let's just keep holding it off for a minute. We won't put full power in, probably 2200. We don't want to be too steep either. It's kind of like holding it off, so hopefully it'll give us a break. It's been hard to get the brakes lately on the stalls in these aircrafts with the cold weather. Flying better. Yeah, I'd say 2,000. Let's try that. And you just pitch up, maybe 12 degrees, something like that. See where it gets with our airspeed there. All right. Bring it on up. Holding heading. All you'll need to do basically is just counteract any wing tips with your rudder. Stand on a high wing if you get a wing drop, and just kind of no aileron deflection. It's just basically recovering there if you need to. Maybe pitch back a little more. Should get it soon. We're getting close. And the brake won't need to be too much probably. Just kind of boop, maybe 5 to 7 degrees pitch forward. Right rudder a little bit if needed. Center that ball. Almost there. Yeah, it doesn't want to go. There's a buffet and up for us. I'll call that a recovery. Establish positive rate. Bring it up. Very close. You're considering that you're close to the ground. You don't really want to lose any of that if possible. Good job. Yeah, this guy doesn't really like to brake a whole lot. Yeah, let's keep on heading out this way. We got a little bit of time here. And then as we go out here, we're kind of heading over the Yola Hills at this point. We can go ahead and do some slow flight in this area. So set up for that. I don't want to do stalls over this as we're going across these hills, but the slow flight's fine. Flaps are in. Everything is looking good, John. God, you fly so well. You really do. I was amazed how you pegged those steep turns.
Thank you.
Let's just try and bring it so without the flap configuration. Where's the bottom of the green on that? Is it like 50, 52 or something? Where's it at?
The bottom of the green goes all the way down to like 40.
Yeah, let's take it to 50 then. Let's hold steep slow flight at 50 knots. And then it's that pitch for airspeed, power for altitude sort of relationship again. Once we get out here, we'll do another power on stall simulation there, just like we did. And then we'll do some power offs.
Cessna 172, Julia Victor, Aurora ground, runway 35, taxi via Alpha, hold short of Alpha 3.
Okay. You can trim if you need to. If you need to work those forces off, maybe just a little bit slower on the airspeed even. Try for 50 there if you can.
Grand 80 Quebec, runway
Hear the stall?
taxi via Alpha.
Oh, the bottom of the green's what? What'd you say?
No, but do you hear the stall?
Oh, yeah, I've noticed that. It's a warning. It's like a 10-knot warning or something. So, yeah, no sweat. Okay, then go ahead and give me a turn to heading 180 will be just fine for the left. Probably just releasing that right rudder if there's any right rudder in there. Yeah, you're right. You know, when you're in this aircraft, they're not going to want to hear the stall warning on the practical. That will be outside of standards, but this thing here, man, it sure implies the stall warning a lot sooner than this plane would ever stall. So it's barely slow flight for this plane. Okay, and then go ahead and give me a heading of west, 270. Probably need to be bringing right rudder in for this. You're holding altitude real nicely. I'm looking for traffic. I'm turning that heat off. It's hot. Very good, John. Kind of considering these clearing turns for us. Nice. Okay, very good. You may recover now. Are you chair flying this at home or practicing this mentally a lot?
Thinking about it, but I don't know how much actual practice I get.
Yeah. All right. All right, this is a good heading. This is a good airspeed. Now we'll go ahead and set back up for that power on departure stall.
For takeoff.
Like we did before.
Okay.
We will not use flaps on this. Yeah, important thing is just keeping that ball centered as you're up there too. I could feel it buffet, and I think that's what we're going to get out of this today. And at your leisure. Clear of traffic.
Still slowing down a bit.
Oh, no problem. This time try the recovery without adding the powder. We'll simulate that you actually have 2,000 as full power.
Right, okay.
In real life, yeah, you're getting in at everything you can, but we're just pretending that you already have it. There you go, nice. Let's see what happens here. All centered. There it is, good, and you're out. Positive rate of climb, you've recovered basically, and you can climb again. Want to do another one?
And then 80, Quebec, runway 35, clear to land.
Runway 35.
Good, ball centered. Feet on the rudders, there you are, and you've recovered there. Nice, okay. Before we lose any altitude, I'll do a demonstration of, I won't do the accelerated stall, but I'm going to show you what it's about, because they can put you into a spin pretty quickly.
Yeah,
but it's the awareness, thank you, I have the flight controls. It's basically the awareness of the plane ability to, in a high G loading and a low airspeeds, to like break an inside wing and going down. So I think what I'm going to do is just basically turn and clearing, turn real fast. Used to fly on this plane. Wow. I don't ever fly this. It's kind of fun. You're right. Pull out for a second. Coming back to the right. So it'd be kind of simulating power there and then pulling back on the stick, more or less. So if I'm not going to get it in this airspeed configuration, but if I had the problem, it's like pushing the left rudder and just going back down with it like that, more or less.
Okay.
But you could definitely get in a situation with that where you're in a steep turn, you're not paying attention to your airspeed, and then all of a sudden, you're G-loaded in this thing, and it's like that wing wants to drop on there. Like, whoa, you see right here, you can see my airspeed bleeding off on that. I'm pulling back. It also can put you in a steep spiral pretty quickly, but right rudder and nose down to that effect like that. This is a real interesting plane to fly. It's like a glider. It does not feel like a 172 to me. All right, ma'am, you've got the flight controls.
I have flight control.
Yeah, but that's the introduction to it. Yeah, that's all we kind of need to do. You will not need to demonstrate anything like that, more or less. And it's also a situation that you might get into, like, you know, if you ever want to be turning more than 30 degrees of bank from, like, base to final, and you're low to the ground, your airspeed's slow, you would get in a situation possibly, like, that's called a cross-control stall. It's almost the same sort of thing, but you implied the wrong foot into the game. So some people, they've overshot final, and they're like, they swing it around more, and what they do is hit their left rudder to pull it in, but then they realize, oh, I'm too steep, and they go opposite aileron. Oh, a bad place to be, close to the ground. Okay, go ahead. Why don't we aim back out that direction so we don't have the sun in our eyes. And I think, looking around, John, I don't see anything unless you do.
I have not.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do some power off stalls. Basically, that's just going to be more or less setting up for like an approach to land. We're already at 3,700 feet. Just bleed some speed, put your flaps in once you're on the wide arc. Establish 500 foot per minute descent, idle it, pull it back, hold it aft, let it stall. Then the recovery, basically breaking that angle of attack, full power flaps to take off, establish 500 feet per minute flaps out at that point. 500 feet per minute gives you 10 degrees of flaps. That's how we teach it, basically, in the 172 anyway. Any wing deviations, stand on the high wing, but keep the ball centered.
I just switched to a handset clear to Denver Centennial Airport, clear to departure.
You want full flaps?
Maintain
sure.
4,000. Expect flight level 290, 5 minutes after departure. Portland departure frequency 118.1, squawk 3557. Senior 1 Whiskey Charlie, readback is correct.
There you go. You idled now.
Runway 35, cleared for takeoff.
You can just go ahead and raise it up to the horizon there. Hold it off. Hold it off. It off. You'll get the brake. Should be just kind of a gentle recovery. There it was. Yeah, good. You're out of there. Yep. And now. I'd probably immediately take it to takeoff, yeah, on this plane. And then this is the one you'll hold off for positive rate of climb. There you go. Once you get stabilized, set up, do it one more time.
Juliet Victor, clear, thanks.
Aurora Tower, RV 541 Delta Charlie is 9 miles northeast with uniform.
RV 541 Delta Charlie, Aurora Tower, right traffic, runway 35, report downwind.
Right traffic 35, report
Nice, good job.
1 Delta Charlie.
So 2 Juliet Victor, second.
You can establish 500 foot per minute descent.
Rock aircraft.
Just kind of like it, pretending you're approaching, yeah. And idle, then pretend to flare and round out. There you go. Good.
So 2 Juliet Victor, run.
There's your brake, you're out.
Cessna 172 Juliet Victor, Aurora Tower, left turn approved, runway 35, cleared for takeoff.
Left turn approved.
Bonanza 80 Charlie, runway 35.
And then we'll do it again. This time then, so that was real good. The flaps come to takeoff right away. Don't let that sink. Get that going. Once you got 500 feet per minute, then take that one out. Don't let it sink. Okay. It can stabilize if it ain't going to give you the lift, but we don't want to do a secondary stall either. But you're not gonna. So yeah, okay. Go ahead and do another one.
Charlie, Aurora Tower, left traffic.
Gonna kind of keep you doing this for a minute.
3 Juliet Charlie, report left downwind for 35.
Then you can just sort of establish once you get that flaps in there. Get your 500 feet per minute descent going and idle it. You can pitch down for 500 feet per minute, idle. It's just simulating the landing. And then at your leisure, bring it up. I'm in here for traffic. Everything's looking good. All is centered, good. Holding it off. There you are, full power, flaps to takeoff, establish positive rate of climb, 500 feet per minute. Really give it to you. There you go. Might sink again. Nice, okay, good. And then climb.
Better?
Yeah. Let's do it again. Let's just get it in there, get it in your brain. Let's turn around though. We're getting closer to the losing areas that are good for landing, so you can get a turn in there.
RV1 Delta Charlie, runway 35, clear to land.
Clear to land.
Make it a clear and turn situation. You're going to roll out a 180 or whatever for a second, then roll back in.
RV3 Juliet Charlie.
This looks good. Yeah, let's go this way and try it.
100.
3 Juliet Charlie, remain at or above 2,100.
So 2 Juliet Victor, remain level, disregard. Suggested heading of 340, traffic 6 miles northwest of the field, RV 2,300 indicated inbound.
2 Juliet Victor, heading 340.
RV 3 Juliet Charlie, suggested heading 160.
Idle and do what you know to do.
Charlie, turn into 160.
Fernandez 8, circle back, runway 35, taxi Alpha, remain this frequency.
Taxi headed back to lane.
Fernandez 8, circle back, taxi links to Alpha, monitor ground. RV3 Juliet Charlie, descend at your discretion. The Cessna traffic just...
There it is. You're out.
You're
very good.
2 miles northwest bound.
Very good.
62.
Is that full power too for that guy? Yeah, good. It's funny, it doesn't go up too much, does it?
Okay.
RV3 Juliet Charlie, approved as requested.
3 Juliet Charlie.
All right, very nice. Okay. This time, what we'll do is we'll set up for a similar sort of thing, but instead of the full stall, we're going to do a simulated uported landing. So we'll call a hard deck of something like, 3,200 or whatever, and then it's going to be the same recovery mostly. It's just like full power, getting your flaps to the takeoff setting, getting your established 500 feet per minute, and getting out of there again without any further loss of altitude. So the thing about that one is that when you hit the go-around, when you call a go-around, you don't want to descend anymore. You want to at least get to a point where you've arrested the descent.
Okay.
3 Juliet Charlie, looking for the traffic.
Aurora Tower, Cessna 9055.
And you can just set it up however you want there. When you got your full flaps in, you can idle.
That's high tech.
And I'll just call the go-around for you and just wait for it.
Cessna 90558, Aurora Tower. Report Seagroove.
We don't want to go below 32, I'll call it that, and I'll just say go around now. Nice, got a positive rate of climb going. Ups are coming up, a little bit of sink, but no worries, you were ready for it. We kept climbing, we're out of there. Let's do it again. Do these things over and over, this gets you kind of going. The steep turns were awesome. I don't see any reason doing more of those today right now. I now wish I didn't have my coat on. All right, good. You're descending down. We'll call it 3,200, the hard deck again, and I'll call your go-around.
All right.
I'm going to bring you a little closer to it this time. I'll be 20 feet away. Go around. All right, nice, John. Can we recover?
Tower 9055.
Let's go ahead and set up for another departure stall.
How will the approach terminate?
Now we're taking a break from them. Let's do it again.
Low approach 558.
This is 558. Runway.
I put my ring up there. I see a reflection of that. I should, oh, there's a plane right there. But it is not. Okay, good. Once we get down to about 55, whatever, we'll go ahead and put that power in, simulated around 2,000. Let's do that departure stall again. Center the ball. Right foot if needed.
System 34 Romeo Alpha, Aurora ground runway 35, taxi via Alpha.
Oh, nice.
RV3 Juliet Charlie, verify parking location.
Good, 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 good.
RV3 Juliet Charlie, roger, turn.
All right, let's get a left turn back head towards west. Scan for traffic. We did steep turns, departure stalls, aborted landings, medium turns. We could do some ground reference in a second. I want to also just talk briefly about emergencies, because you'll be out here at some point sooner or later, probably practicing without me. And, you know, you basically have to be ready with your checklist. After like your cruise checklist is done, I kind of throw those things over to this side here, and I will have read this before my flight, so I know which one I want to find more often than not. So you've read these, right?
Yes, I have.
You've studied those. Generally, the one we simulate right away is this one here, where you're going to want to do the ABC. Have I talked to you about that before?
Yeah.
It's the airspeed best airport checklist on there. And today, that's not showing you the airport on there. The map fields are not set up properly, and I don't know. I got to spend time getting in there. But for us, we got a lot of good fields down there. So if we had simulated an engine, which I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, you can do it. Go ahead. You're going to want to establish 75, 73 if you can. Just hold it off without losing altitude, because altitude is your friend at this point. And then you want to trim for that, so that you don't have to spend lots of energy physically maintaining that airspeed. Why don't you make that happen? As you're doing that, you might as well be scanning and picking out a place you think you might land. And a lot of times good spots are even behind you. You might have just passed an airport or something, you know. So,
there's a really big field.
Okay, let's just turn that way then. Now, if you're trimmed up, let's go ahead and do that. And then you're back to your checklist. And you've done the first two things, so throttle, just simulating that you would have done that. Mixture full rich. The fuel pump is on. The alt air would come on right here. That's this guy near your knee. And the fuel shut off is open. And you just run this checklist here basically to go through that. So why don't you run the checklist without doing it. I'm going to have you do it and manage it yourself. This is fine because it'll bring us down to an altitude that'll give us some ability to work on some ground reference stuff real quick before we go back.
Okay. Determine suitable landing spot. I think that kind of ground field right there.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Throttle full. Extra rich. Fuel pump on.
Good.
Alternate air is right
this
here.
This guy,
On. Fuel shut-off valve is open. Tags both start if stop.
Good. Keep looking. That's a good thing. You got to look too. Yep. You're doing great.
Touch down at lowest possible ground speed. Clock 100. Declare emergency if no restart.
Yeah. Sounds good. See, this thing really doesn't want to come down much, does it? Look at how much altitude you still have. So you got a lot of time to run that thing, and it's good that you physically went there with your hands. You can bring some power back in just to keep the engine warm. I'll bring power back up to 2,000 for now, and let's turn eastbound. Because a lot of people can just read the checklist, not look outside, see anything that's happening in the world, and then all of a sudden you're inverted or you're in some weird, unusual attitude. because you've had your head down the whole time. So good to check and scan between every 2 items on the checklist, maybe, something like that. That's a real good thing to do. And then additionally, physically go in there with your hands like you were doing to demonstrate that you would have taken action rather than just read about it. Because it's like very different to just read it, but to actually think like, hey, it has an effect. There's a reason.
Yeah.
Is there something to do here? Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, you got that going. Let's go ahead and come on down. And let's do some ground reference maneuvers around down here where that tall building is. You see that thing? It's like a silo. Come on, just come on down. We can practice slips on the way down if you want. Kind of aim towards it. You know that doing slips would be basically, let me say something real quick. You see the green field to the left of it?
Yeah.
Level out for a sec. And then there's a brown field in between 2 greens. Yeah. Let's use that as a simulated airfield environment.
That guy?
Yeah, in conjunction with the green that's up to this. You got the lake on one end, all the way up to that silo on this end. There's a narrow band of brown, and then it runs into the narrow band of green up to that thing down there.
Okay.
Let's use that as an airport environment, and we'll just do equidistant turns around it in both directions.
Which way is downwind?
We're going to go ahead. There's no wind today, it doesn't seem like. So pull your throttle to idle, and let's just slip down for a moment. You've done that, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. That's fun for you. Good way to lose some altitude. Although this plane just really wants to fly. This is the town of Perrydale here, or Ballston. And then slip straight ahead if you can. Putting that right rudder in, or whichever way you want to do it's fine with me. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Very nice.
It does go down.
Yes, it does. We want to kind of come down if we can to, I don't know, 1200, but you can turn what I call either a crosswind or a base here in a minute. I think you see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think so.
This would be considered like your base turn maybe. And we'll just go past the runway environment to create like a turns around a rectangle sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, the brown and the green field that's our runway together between the lake and that tall thing down there in the clump of trees.
I like it.
Beautiful. I do too. All right, Superfly, you can come down to 1100 and make all this happen. If you have to establish any wind correction, do so. It's hard to get that established, perhaps when there's no wind. I'm looking around at the smoke, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of stuff going on. Is it foggy out there? Have we logged in? I'm going to listen to ATIS.
Newburgh 2 departure, then as filed, maintain 4,000, expect 6,000 5 minutes after departure. Portland departure, frequency 118.1, squawk 4745. Sierra 7 Delta Fox, the readback is correct.
Not getting ATIS in here.
Dude, minus 9er.
Wing still click 1 over ground, proceed to link the Alpha.
Maybe pull that up on my phone. This isn't connected to Wi-Fi, so.
Final to 5 miles, 1 minute weather and information uniform.
Rotation 114 November, Aurora Tower, information Victor is now current, mixed straight in runway 35, wind calm, altimeter 3023, clear to land.
Straight in 35, 3023, clear to land, 114 Kilo November.
I'm not getting Victor here, though.
Senior 1 Whiskey Charlie, Aurora ground. Senior 1 Whiskey Charlie, change departure frequency to read 1.
I don't think how it could be anything crazy because it's got a temperature of 8 now and dew point of 2.
Kinger 1 Whiskey Charlie. Understand hangar Juliet, runway 35, taxi Alpha.
I pull up Salem and see if I can
Sirius 7,
get those guys in.
Change frequency. Correction. Portland departure frequency will be 126.0.
Looking good there.
Sky clear. Temperature 7, dew point 2, altimeter 3022. Visual approaching east. Landing and departing runways 31 and 3. Notice the airplane, runway 6.
To the bottom, initial contact, you have Victor. 173. Call. Visibility 10. For Romeo Alpha, over Tower Romeo.
Okay.
So for takeoff, expedite traffic citation.
I think we're just too far away. Okay, good.
Citation 4 Kilo November, traffic Cessna departing prior to your runway.
Kilo November, right side.
You're really not having to do much correction, are you, for this, probably at all? Okay.
Doesn't seem like
Yeah.
it.
Sirius 7 Fox.
Okay, any questions on anything today thus far? What have we been doing?
No, actually.
Yeah. How are we doing on our attack? We're doing just fine. My bladder's the thing that's hurting. Yeah, maybe on this next downwind, once you get past the field, then go ahead and climb out. We'll start heading back. We're about 26 out. Take a little time getting back there.
Stage 4 Kilo November, caution, large bird right of runway threshold, approximately 200 feet above the ground.
Okay, thank you, we're looking.
Do you know what you want me to climb to?
Yeah, let's climb up to 2,500.
Okay.
All that land data is not coming in for some reason. Oh, there it was, though. When I range out, it doesn't show up. Huh. Then it just goes away. Change fields, restore defaults, and then it just does that. That's funny.
November, taxi links via Alpha, monitor ground.
Via ground or monitor ground via Alpha, Kilo November.
Kinger 1 Whiskey, correction, Kinger 411 Whiskey Charlie, Aurora Tower, runway 35, cleared for takeoff.
5 cleared for takeoff, 1 Whiskey Charlie.
You okay? Right now I'm trying to get this back in.
Yep.
Okay.
Just looking for traffic.
Okay, thank you. Well, it gives us a desired track anyway of 27, but we're heading the right way. I can see the airport anyway from out here. Got our ATIS here momentarily.
Aurora Tower, guard tower 72237, 10 miles south over the interstate 2,500. We have information, Victor, I'd like to transition northbound at 2,500.
Okay. Yeah, so we got into slow flight, messed around with that just for a brief time. The steep turns, medium turns we were totally doing. You seem really good on the coordination going on. We've done power on, power off stalls today. And simulated forced landings, we talked about that. We didn't talk about exactly you know, what to do in fires and things like that, but this is just kind of an engine out sort of ABC checklist thing. Basic ground maneuvers, well, we don't have a whole lot of wind, but basically getting between 1,000 feet and 600 feet AGL, and in the valley, 1,000 feet MSL works because the valley floor is typically 200 feet. So traffic pattern approach and landing. We're heading back to the airport now. We'll see what kind of entry they give us. They're probably going to call it a left base for 3-5 because they like to do that when we come from the west. And then got into the takeoff departure stalls. So in lesson 5, we've gone through a lot of this sort of stuff already. We aborted landings, talked about the flap retractions and clearing, and basically the 500 gives you 10. Steep turns, good God, it's like, that was awesome today. You did really well on those. So a lot of ways, I think we finished lesson 5 even. Okay. We're kind of going to move on to lesson 6, introduction to takeoffs and landings. On that sort of stuff. We're going to maintain doing a lot of what we're doing, though, just to keep that going. But I think it's time for you to move forward towards this sort of stuff. Because you fly really well, and I like what I see on all that. So that's where we're going with that. And this will be fun for us because I haven't really just been doing touch and goes at this point with anybody. So, like I told you, you're the only one who flies it with me. So that tells you how often I'm getting in the plane. And I think we both got a nice opportunity to learn together about the Diamond. So it's an easy plane to fly. It seems pretty nice. Doesn't really like to stall. I don't know that it likes to land. I get the feeling that sometimes it's kind of fickle with that too. And you're on probably flying with, you think Kathleen next? Is that kind of what's going on after?
I think so.
And then with me after that, something. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I just schedule someone else if you've already been booked or something.
And then let's do this. Let's aim over a little bit. McMinnville's right here. Kind of steer away from those guys for a moment. Their frequency, if you needed to, you could kind of hit, I've shown you about the chapters and pages in this.
Yep.
So if you go all the way to the right, it'll pull up like that. I hit the cursor, I can get it entered into there. And then it throws me to the waypoint page. And so what I can do is scan over, if I hit the cursor off, I can hit the little pages and find out what their ASOS is. So I'm hitting, that's the third page. If I want to get onto basically their Unicom, I hit the cursor again and I scroll the big guy down and I hit enter. Well, that's how it should happen. And it did. It threw it in the background for me. I could flip it.
I see.
See how that works?
Yeah.
So you can always...
About to turn base now for 22. Where are you at?
See, there's people over there.
8491 Alpha. It's going to be turning left base for 35 McMinnville.
See, somebody's out here probably doing that left base 35. There's 35 right there. That's good that we're just moving
McMinnville
fast.
traffic, Cessna 12 X-ray Yankee is now on a left base for runway 22, about to turn final for 22, McMinnville.
I don't like going there when you got people using both runways at an uncontrolled airfield. It's just, not fun. Go to Salem.
McMinnville traffic, Cessna 12 X-ray Yankee is now on final for runway 22, McMinnville.
And she's on base for 35.
McMinnville traffic, helicopter 8491 Alpha is turning final, runway 35 McMinnville.
It's a helicopter anyway, but yeah, might as well go to Salem and get a control tower to work with it. We can go to a control field once we get established. Maybe we'll come here if it's a nice day, or we go to Malino. Malino's tough on the weekends because they do all the parachute jumping in there, so it's like, I don't feel like chopping somebody up, you know.
No, thank you.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put that back up there, 119.15. We'll get out of this. We're going to go ahead and put direct to, all clear. We're still got KUAO, 15 miles out, 119.15 is coming in the background.
So, as we get closer, we contact approach, right?
Yeah, we're going to contact Aurora Tower.
Aurora Tower.
And we're going to have our ATIS, we're going to pick up that right now.
Aurora State Tower, information Victor 1753
Victor.
Zulu, wind calm, visibility 10, sky clear below 12,000, temperature 8, dew point 2, altimeter 3024. Expect visual approach runway 35 in use. Voluntary noise abatement procedures in effect. Hazardous weather information. Airmets here for Oregon available on high weather flight service.
Aurora Tower, Guard Tower 72237, request free change to approach.
Aurora State Tower, information Victor 175.
You got it?
Wind calm.
I didn't get altimeter.
I'll turn this down.
0, sky clear below 12,000. Temperature 8, dew point 2, altimeter 3024. Expect visual approach runway 35 in use. Voluntary noise abatement procedures in effect. Hazardous weather information. Airmets here for Oregon available on high weather flight service. Frequencies advised on initial contact. You have Victor.
Got it. 3024.
State Tower information.
How we doing? 3024 in there?
3024.
And it's Victor. So we're going to be inbound. I'm going to call him, or you can call him. Yeah, good call. Making sure we're all lined up and set up. Well, let's just hit our checklist real quick. So then we'll give these guys a quick shout. Yep, see, that's what happens. Let's turn to the right just a little bit. Just because we get close to the Newberg VOR out here. That's pretty good.
Okay, cruise checklist, or?
It's going to be the descent checklist.
There we are. Planned descent profile based on planning table.
Well, I'll tell you what to do. Okay.
If mixture lean, enrich.
Okay.
Fuel pump is on.
Okay, good.
Power slowly reduce.
Okay.
And we'll maintain airspeed.
All right, very good. Let's go ahead and give them a call. We got Victor, so we're going to call from the west. Aurora Tower, Diamond 556 Delta Charlie, 11 miles to the west, 2,500 inbound with Victor.
So, Aurora Tower, 556 Delta Charlie, 11 miles to the west, at 2,500 with information,
Victor.
Victor.
Landing with Victor. You say landing with Victor.
Landing with Victor.
There you go.
Okay.
Make sure I got it turned up.
All right, so Aurora Tower, 556 Delta Charlie, 10 miles to the west, altitude 2,500, landing with Victor.
November 556 Delta Charlie, Aurora Tower, left traffic, runway 35, report downwind.
Runway 35, report downwind, 556 Delta Charlie.
But he wants us...
Diamond 6 Delta Charlie, say altitude.
2,600. 556 Delta Charlie.
Diamond 6 Delta Charlie, roger. You appear to be southwest of the airport, enter left base.
Okay.
Enter left base, 556 Delta Charlie.
All right, that's how it works. So we'll go ahead and square up now on heading of 080. It's kind of, you know,
okay,
west, more west than southwest. Got the airport inside anyway out there. That might be a good heading actually right there, that's fine. Is that thing lined up?
Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
All right.
Altitude.
Yeah, let's start descending down to 1,500.
For 6 Charlie Delta, 26.0 or 18-1 for departure.
126.0.
Good day, sir. See you in a minute.
See you.
You said 1,000.
1,500. We'll come down another. And then let's head maybe 0. You got the airport environment out there. Let's head over just a little bit to the left over the town of Donald. You see Donald right there?
Yeah.
We'll just aim for Donald right now. That'll set us up on a nice base. All right, engine instruments are looking good. Grab that from you for a second.
Yep.
There's one more pre-landing checklist. Establish sterile cockpit. We got the weather, monitoring traffic, seatbelts on and secure. Fuel pump on, mixture full rich, lights as required. Yep. And review go-around procedure. And we've done that before. We did a simulated go-around. So basically it's arresting the descent, full power, flaps to takeoff, get 500 feet per minute, then flaps out. Or we could take our flaps out at 600 feet if we want to, based on how we depart. And we do that at 400 feet AGL. All right, briefing the landing. Flaps is required once within wide arc. Airspeed down, probably around 52 at the flare time. And then tips of toes on the steering bar. Touchdown on main gear. Just holding it off. And you can just keep on coming down. To 1,200. Nice. Hold this.
Tower, Cirrus 787 Delta Foxtrot is ready for departure, IFR 35.
Cirrus 787 Delta Foxtrot, tower, hold short of runway 35.
Now you can square up
short of
heading 080.
Delta Foxtrot.
Good. And maintain about 1,200 though. EPA. I like the airspeed kind of down. That's good. This thing likes to fly. Airspeed control is going to be pretty good for us to not have it too fast. Make sure to come to 12. Expect us to be there until...
Cirrus 7 Delta Foxtrot, fly runway heading, runway 35, cleared for takeoff, traffic diamond left base.
Roger, clear for takeoff 35, runway heading 7 Delta Foxtrot.
.56 Delta Charlie's 2 mile left base, 35.
And Diamond 6 Delta Charlie, runway 25, clear to land, traffic Cirrus departing.
Okay, clear to land 35, 556 Delta Charlie. Very good. Okay, ma'am. So you can go ahead and throw 10 degrees of flaps in now, and you can start getting your descent set up. Come on down 500 feet per minute. Pitch for, I don't know, 65. Let's get full flaps in. I had intended to do that on base anyway, and then let's pitch down, hold 65 or so. And if you need to idle the power, go ahead. Remember, this is all that pitch for airspeed, power for altitude. It's looking pretty good. Like I've said before, you are Alaska Airlines. Center that 737 up.
And Tower, to confirm, you want us on runway heading or the Newburgh departure?
07 Delta Foxtrot, Portland departure, advise us fly runway heading for traffic, so continue runway heading.
Okay, we'll fly heading.
Yeah, I don't know why you turned. You were told to fly departure heading. Fly the runway heading, contact Portland departure.
We'll contact departure, and that's why we clarified. Thanks.
Okay, you're on the glide slope now.
07 Delta Foxtrot, are you still with me?
Still with you, going to departure.
07 Delta Foxtrot, Portland approach, mend altitude, maintain 3000, contact departure.
Okay, we're going to go 3000 runway heading, contact departure. Have a good one.
A little low on the glide slope, but almost there. Just, you're doing fine, just don't get too slow. I like it. It's looking good, dude. Oh man, you are a professional. And then any alignment issues you're going to fix with your rudder. You can't side load or any of that jazz. Once you get down there into that area of ground effect, you're going to see peripherally the edges of those runway lines go whoomp. They're going to sweep away. That's kind of when you know to just round out. We won't flare in this plane because we'll climb. Just rounding out. Pitch down a little bit for your airspeed. There you go, nice. And then once you know you got the runway made, you can just sort of, you're idling anyway, aren't you? Yeah. Maybe a little more power. And then you can go ahead and do that. Yeah, nice. I like it. I like it a lot. This is great. Longitudinal alignment, hold it off. Nice. You got it. Your aircraft. You landed that, dude. Whew. Okay. We'll take out Alpha 3. We're going to break in a straight line. You're going to take care of this, okay?
Okay.
Start slowing down. Get back on center. I'll take the radio calls. Over a little bit. All braking in center.
Diamond 6 Delta Charlie, turn right Alpha 3, same tension.
Alpha 3, 2 alignment. 556 Delta Charlie.
Diamond 6 Delta Charlie, taxi as requested via Alpha. Remain as frequency. Have a good day.
Okay, we'll remain with you. Have a good day too. 556 Delta Charlie. Okay, good. I'll hit your after landing checklist. You can keep maxing.
Okay.
That talks with them about this. They want us to basically take care of this and not stop here so much anymore. And I'm trying to oblige for them. I talked to the tower guys for a while. All right, after landing, flaps are up, transponder to standby. I'll just throw it over there. And then trim set for takeoff. Looks like you're good. Lights is required.
So the 7600 number, we're on tower. I had to write some things down. Verify information, Victor.
And we got our clearance. We're good.
So the 00 number, thank you. And south, correction, northbound traffic is a Diamond Star. Hold short, correction, Diamond, hold short of Alpha.
Very, very, very good job, John.
Says a 00 November runway 35, taxi via Alpha.
So we'll just put it back in its spot. You were the last one flying this for a few days. Probably till the weekend, I guess. 100 hours, depending on what they got to do, they take a little bit of time for them, I think.
Link second to Aurora ground. Proceed links, correction, proceed midfield to the Alpha.
One on your side.
Short tower,
all right.
7600 November, ready to go 35.
ELT is silent.
ELT is silent, avionics off.
Throttles idle, fuel pump off, mixture idle cutoff. Mag key off, master off, light switches off, tie down. Awesome. Canopy, oh no, wait for you. Sorry. No.
If it was.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you wanted to take that off first before we raised it up or not.
Don't worry about it.
Very good job.
Yeah. That was fun.
Good. Yeah, nice work. Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna move you into lesson 6. It doesn't mean we're done with lesson 5. It just means that we accomplished what I wanted to do with that, and you're flying well, and we're gonna have lots of opportunity to continue to work on a lot of stuff that's in those lessons anyway. You'll see a lot of repeat work. It's part of just sort of getting patterns established and all that. That wasn't, I didn't mean that to be a pun. Anyway, okay, good. 10:30, that works. It gives me a minute before my next person. So we'll have a break between number 2 and 3. And then we can debrief from 2. Can you see okay on the Hobbs? I can read it for you. 3948.7. Good. That's fine.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah.
It reminds me, so a few years ago, I got endorsed for motorcycles, and I bought a little motorcycle at the end of summer.
Okay.
I rode it just a few times before it was really just too awful out to be riding a motorcycle. And so I had stored it for like the winter. And that feeling of getting back on in the spring
was good.
Oh yeah, it's always good. But this reminds me of that.
Outside, doesn't it? I see. Yeah, it had been a while for you. I think was the first week in October, right? Probably. I think it was like, know what? I think it was it the day that I flew back in from Chicago?
It might have been, actually, now that you mentioned that.